I'm not sitting in the back seat. You need to get out. You gonna sit in the back seat today? You need to get out. I'm not sitting in the back seat.
My mom's coming, so I don't know if you have to get it. What you mean?
What you mean you're not coming?
It's not that deep. Just sit in the back seat. As a man, and if you call yourself a king of a palace, and within the palace, you have to make the thing run right. And if the thing not run right, it's not a palace, it's a circus.
Welcome back with a heated discussion. I tell you, to all the mothers who are watching, you know what I mean? We like to apologize if anything that was said was taken the wrong place. These young men mean well, you know, they mean well, and it's just a discussion, you know? So I want to say it's all about common sense, where we make it make sense. You know, we cut into some topics and discuss it to bring forward some meaningful discussion. Jackson,
Wow.
you are the man with the sword at the beginning, you know. No, I'm the one with the sword, so go have a look at reasoning. Right, Jackson? Q,
Yes, sir.
Q, the man with the coats, man. I think you should provide yourself with a shield right now at this point. It's all about conversations and discussions, you know. You know, this was smiling having this discussion. And if you have any opinion or any topics that you want us to discuss, you can go ahead and comment it, you know, and we'll definitely look forward to those comments. All right, so we're talking about the topic, you know, does the wife take precedence over the mother? You know, we have Jackson saying, you know, wife all the way. If you have mommy in one hand and the wife in the other, you choose the wife. But the question to you, Jackson, would the wife, if the table switch, would the wife choose you and drop mommy? You know, that's the next thing. You know, and Q, who stated that, you know, you don't want a circus that you have to deal with the wife because a king has to have him queen beside him. So she definitely takes
Hold on with that.
Oh, I'll go on. So. The boss of props.
Through that conversation, Q then realized that, you know, mommy is supporting my mom will watch this podcast. So he began or started bigging up the mothers, you know, big up to all mothers, you know. But it's just a conversation that it's needed to have based on a viral video that we see going on. All right, so Jackson, let me start with you. Start with you, Jackson. How you doing, sir?
Doing good.
You look like you're sweating a bit.
I'm cool, calm and collected. This is my natural skin tone, you know? Natural chocolate melanin. Yeah.
So, question to you, Jackson, right? Is your mom opinion and experience still valid to you now?
Is my mom's opinion and experience valuable? So
valid to you. Valid to you, right?
Yeah, man. So, you know, obviously, you know, whatever experience or wisdom she wants to pass on to me, definitely appreciated. But I always take information and any type of recommendations with a grain of salt. Because, you know, as much as I definitely value her opinion, any opinion that I get, I always look at the person that is giving the opinion and the position that they're in terms of, you know, what qualifies them to give me you know, any type of recommendation, any type of suggestion on that particular subject. So if it's
generally, right? That's generally, right?
Generally. But it includes my mother as well. So if she's telling me about finances, then what is her financial position? If she's telling me about relationship, what's her relationship's position? You know, whatever she's advising me, and she has to be an expert in that field as well. And I apply that right across the board.
Let me interject and say this. They always say furniture man never have good furniture, you know. A lot of these psychologists, their life are broken. So is it you're saying if someone is not able to keep a good marriage together, they can't advise you?
Definitely not. I mean, they can advise me. I'm not going to take too much, give their advice too much credibility.
Yeah. So you're saying that if you go to the psychiatrist and he's been helping you through your trauma and you see where it's working, but you find out that he has problem with his kids at home, you will just disassociate yourself from the levels and where you have been or getting to.
Well, I mean, I've never been to a psychiatrist, so I don't really know how that works. But, if I just based on what I've seen in movies and stuff like that, and I'm not saying going to a psychiatrist is bad. Definitely mental health is key. So if that's what you need to do to get yourself sorted out, do that. But to answer the question, in any situation, again, anybody I'm taking advice from, I always look at what qualifies them to give me that advice. If it's good advice and I can see where it makes sense, it's something that aligns with my beliefs and what I think will drive me in the right direction, then sure. But otherwise, I want to see, what qualifies that person. And that's how I apply it right across the board.
Okay. Thanks for your opinion. I appreciate it. As you said, if mommy don't have a good relationship, you don't want to tell them nothing about relationship. And if mommy don't have no money, you don't want mommy tell them nothing about finance. And so
it's not
your
that I
mother,
don't want her to tell me nothing, she has guided me so great so far. So, still taking whatever she give me and appreciate it. But
I said
again, at this point in life, that is where that's where it's at.
But didn't you say it doesn't rank it or value the opinion of someone that is not? So what I would say to you is that no one is perfect.
We're talking about
And
right
a lot
now.
of person, no one is perfect. And a
Yes.
lot of persons who give opinions are sometimes, I've heard the best opinions in my experience are someone who are, so some of them who not even living it for themselves, but they can give good opinion. But I take your point. Q, what are you doing?
I'm here, sir. Just be grateful, What about mama now?
Yes, talking about mama and wifey. All right. All right, let me start off on a good piece with you, Q. This question I'm going to ask you before I ask you the other question. How many mom can you have, or mother can you have? And do you have the chance in life, if anything goes wrong, to have more than one wife? Explain to me.
You're rephrasing the question that I was stating earlier.
Just asking a question. Just answer the question, sir.
No, I'm just trying to understand what you asked before man say.
I asked you a direct question. I said, to you, how much mother can you have as relates to versus how much wives?
As a king, I can have many wives.
Well, clear, so you're not married, You're brave, brother.
I'm glad Jackson said that, saying that you are brave. So it seems like Jackson is not the one in control. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that shortly. You're a brave man.
So it all depends on where you are in the world.
Yeah.
Some countries just allow you to have one wife. Some countries allow you to have many wives.
Some religion as well.
So I can move to another country. I can move to another country where I can have more than one wife if I can afford to. But if you're saying in a lifetime how much wife I would have, I don't know.
Yeah, so what I was saying is more of a general statement that relationships don't break up or you go through divorces or etc. So your chances are you can have more than one female companion in that case. I'm not telling anyone to go out there and cheat on their partner. All right, so the reason why I asked that question, Mary was seen as the mother of Jesus. Is seen as the queen of heaven, right? To the Christian. Just reasoning. At the beginning of the podcast, somebody did quote that scripture. So, it's all right. I can bring
we're talking about Genesis 2:24.
Good.
Yeah.
So, in many religions, the queen of heaven is seen as Mary,
I've never heard that before, but continue.
Well, you can go and look it up. Catholics and so forth, they see the one as Mary who is able to plea on the cross.
Magdalene.
No, Mary is the mother of Jesus. Yes. So She's seen as the queen because she's seen as the mother of Christ, and therefore she has that reputation of being the mother of the kings of kings. And she is seen in the case where she can plead to him for the humans if we are become shorten of the glory of God in a Christian term. You notice who they have as a queen in heaven?
You asking me that question?
Yeah, you realize who they have as a queen in heaven?
Me never go Sunday school like you, so me not really want to answer that
At
question.
first, man, you don't want it to, so you're asking us to confirm something that we're hearing for the first time.
Why are we talking? You guys have smartphone. I can't look it up right away. I can't even say the link. But anyways,
Which Bible verse that, you know?
A little more deeper. Let me go a little more deep.
No, man, your Bible you mentioned. So tell me which Bible verse that, you know? Let me look it up.
No, what I tell you,
Me can quote the Bible verse of my part, you know, when me say, yo, you know, a man should leave his parents and cleave to his wife. Me can quote which part me say that. So where you see that in the Bible said Mary is queen in heaven?
Which part of the Bible says a man should not commit adultery before marriage?
Say
or fornicate, rather. Which scripture says a man should not fornicate? Which
Something
scripture
in
says
Leviticus.
You don't know that one, so you choose the Bible to your president.
Pastor,
You're talking about something different.
No, Pastor, Winter and Pastor Kemar.
Pastor Winter, not Pastor Kemar.
Yeah, which is how we know the Bible. Nobody embarrassing.
Hold on, you know, I'm just speaking. This is where the basis is started this conversation. But I realized that he only chose scriptures that support his lifestyle or his choice.
I use two scriptures that have been made up after the Bible, right? So
be careful. If you're not sure, don't say it's made up. It's good to check information.
I mean, you said it. I've never heard that before. I go enough Sunday school, I've never heard that before.
Go ahead and check it out. All right. Let me go to Q with the next question. Q.
Hold on with that. Remember, me skip Sunday school, you know. So no bother with that with me.
I'm changing. Right, Q, growing up as a child, right? If you could remember, growing up as a child, what would be your proudest accomplishment to your immediate family, your mom?
Learn to read.
Okay, so that was the proudest thing I could give to her.
Yeah.
Did you at any time in your mind say, no, I want to, when we grow up, I'm going to show mommy so I can buy her a house or make her live comfortable? Did any of that came in your mind at that time?
At that time, my mother showed me that was the greatest thing I could do for her. Show her so I can read. And don't eat the bull up on the bread. And don't eat the bull up on don't eat any on the bull up.
I get that, but I'm asking the next question.
No, I'm just saying, everybody's life is different. When I was younger, as a child, the proudest thing I could do for my mother is sure that I can read.
And I understand that. That's why I asked you a more specific question. Do you at any time growing up say, you know, I want to make sure mommy have certain status in life because if she didn't have it, I want to give that to her? Did you at all say that?
As I say, you asked me a question and I said to you, the proudest thing I could ever do in my life is showing my mother I could read.
Q don't want to repeat herself. I heard you.
But you asked the same question. No,
Q.
The same question.
And I said that is great. And then I asked a specific question. Did you at all, growing up, had in your mind that you wanted to provide mommy with that big house and car growing up as a youth? That's what I asked you.
All right. After I find out that I could read, then I know that both me and my mother know that everything was possible. You
didn't answer my question.
That is the answer.
You're running from it. I would be proud to say. I would be proud
you see, everybody do it differently.
Just the answer already now. So let's move. So you're running from the question. So let's move to Jackson.
Oh, I'll go out with this.
No, just the man who said you let go his wife. What are you doing, sir?
The man who said what? I don't want you to misquote me, you know. So what you said a while ago. Say it loud, because I don't hear what you said a while ago.
The man who stated that his wife stand precedence in
yes,
all things over his man.
Yes.
Right? So Jackson, in all of this that is being said, right?
Mm-hmm.
As it relates to you understanding that, yes, you have a wife and she's the one who is a caretaker of the home, right? We mentioned earlier, you said if mommy, Q said if mommy's sick, who would take care of mommy?
Right.
So you're in your home. I'm putting a scenario to you. Your wife don't really have a good relationship with her mother-in-law, but your mom gets sick.
Whose mom?
And
Mom?
your mom,
My mom. Okay.
yeah, gets sick. And one of the things you're faced with is bringing her in the home and being a caretaker to her. But your wife don't agree with that. And remember, you're clinging to your wife and your wife take precedence. How do you handle that situation?
Well, at the end of the day, luckily, my mother has 3 children.
Oh, so you're saying that they would have to take it up? What are you saying?
Allow me to finish, sir. You don't need to jump to conclusions, okay?
Okay.
All right. It seems like the only exercise I get is jumping to conclusions, And
Well, it could be. It could be.
anyway, so she has 3 children. So at the end of the day, we'll have to evaluate, what works best, right? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't make sense for me to bring her into the home and then mash up my relationship.
So
I'm not allow me to finish, sir. Allow me to finish.
Hold on. I'm not putting in your personal space.
Yes.
You are the only child. You are the only child. Just like OQ asked you. You are the only child.
Same answer. So so she has other siblings as well that can help out, right? And I'm not saying that she's going to her siblings. I'm saying I have to evaluate at that time what is best, because at the end of the day, if the relationship with my wife is very toxic, where the two of them have a toxic relationship, right? Where if she come in at the house, probably fight start or something like that, then it doesn't make sense for me to bring her into.
Jackson, your mother.
Listen to me. It's not me alone, and I'm not for me alone house,
What kind of fight can happen when somebody's sick?
Okay, but I'm not for me and my alone house, okay? So the house belongs to me and my wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is our home. So whatever decision I make, even though I know how my wife is, she's gonna say, listen, it's your mother, you make the decision, right? So she would give me the right to make that decision, but at the same time, I have to evaluate and see what is best in that scenario, because I'm not going to, disrupt, because I'm not just disrupting my relationship, I'm also disrupting the relationship with my kids as well, because it's either my wife I go leave and go somewhere else and leave me with the kids, or she go leave with the kids and then me not have a relationship with them, right? So I have to look into all of that and make a decision at that point, right? So it could mean that she goes into a nursing home, it could mean that she stay with family, or it could mean that them bury the hatchet and figure a way to work it out, right? At the end of the day, it's a house. So if I don't want to build a schedule and say, you use the kitchen at 5 o'clock and you use the kitchen 6 o'clock, you use the bathroom 5 o'clock, you use the bathroom 6 o'clock, and no figure out a way to work it out. You build a schedule.
Sir Jackson.
Yes.
I made mention that your mom is sick. You're talking about schedule who use bathroom. She needs someone to attend to her.
Yes.
And you're telling me, Jackson, that if your wife says no, as your wife said no, you're gonna not take care of me.
Well, first of all, I'm not have that type of wife there, but even if she did say no, again, I feel me a fair house, right? So at the end of the day, if she say no and me say yes, then that we're going to be at an impasse, because one of we have to compromise. Is it a me go compromise or she go compromise? If there's absolutely no other way if it work out, then definitely she have to come live with me.
Let me ask you, because that's not what you said first. You said it's up to how your wife feel, because chances are. But let me ask you. I want to hear your opinion on this.
I'm so glad this recorded now, so I can skip back and listen to what I said, because I didn't say that, but all right.
Yeah, you actually did. And it's recorded, so they will definitely skip back on here. Q. Same question is posed to you, Q. Your mom is not well. She's really sick. She can't live alone, and you want to make sure that the nurse who is taking care of your mom is in your space where you can, times and times nurses do treat people a certain way when they're not able to assist themselves. And you're faced with this situation to, speak with wifey and bring mommy in one of the extra rooms that you have, guest rooms, and nurse her back to health. How would you deal with that situation? You're the only sibling. Or the person
I don't have to be the only sibling. To the crowd? Mommy go in that room. Mommy go in that room.
That's mommy. So you're saying that being the man of the house, you would explain to your wife and bring mommy in the room.
Mommy go in that room.
Okay.
Mommy go in that room.
It's easier said than done still. I like your confidence.
No.
I like your confidence, brother. So let me ask you this question then, because me you say let me ask you a question.
Is that your time to ask the question, Jack?
No, I know, but I have to ask a question because I'm confident. So you're okay with your we mute with her. When if you mute with her,
You made your point.
Let me ask the question, man. So you're okay with your wife leaving with your kids because of the confusion or whatever the case?
Any woman that will leave, Jackson, because you decide to attend to your mother is not a good woman. Because what ladies
but she not leave for that. She'll leave because there's an argument, there's friction in the house.
No, she's leaving because you said, I have to take care of mommy and bring mommy in the house.
Q is saying like he might make that a unilateral decision. Him not consult nobody. Me are the king. Me are gonna make that decision there.
Don't try to turn this up.
No. That's what I said.
No, that's just man. You're fine for the crowd.
Obvious. Yeah, the king.
Yeah, so you will make the decision.
No, listen. A king.
Yeah. Don't ask nobody question.
No, a king run a palace. A king run a palace and not a circus.
Yes.
Certain things is not up to discussion. Because if it was her mother, she would have said, Mommy, go in that room.
Would she? Not in my house.
Let me not want her.
Let me put it up.
No, hold on. Then me wouldn't want her.
No, you're talking about the taking precedence.
No, hold on. Me would have leave her right there. No, me would have leave her right there. If your mother's sick, and you make your mother stay out the road, me no want you because you did that to your mother. What me have over you?
Bring me to the next point. Bring to the next point. A lot of ladies state that when choosing a good partner, no man, face your own salvation, man. A lot of ladies when choosing, if you jump to conclusion, the only exercise we get to the hope you jump to conclusion and people listening to you hope you get that exercise. Now, a lot of ladies say this, that when they're choosing a partner, they look how the man treats his mother. And based on how the man treats his mother, they know how the type of treatment they will get. But in your case, if wife is to listen, if you bring your mother in this place, I'm going to move out. Mommy get knocked. You said mommy and nursing home. Well, let's move on with the next question.
I never said that still, but I never said that.
I get back to this place. What is it?
Insinuate. That I didn't say that. Right? I said we'll have a discussion. At the end of the day, Q is absolutely right. Any woman will tell us, say your mother galang out road go then.
I thought you said a good woman. So I thought you said he switched. So how is that absolutely right that he said it?
But I'm just saying I agree with the point that he made that any woman will say your mother go road go dead is not a good woman. We know my wife ain't gonna do that. I mean ain't gonna do that to fear her mother either.
That's not what you just stated. But anyway, we're gonna move on.
At the end of the day, I'm not saying to treat your mother bad. I have never said that. I'm just
saying. Like you feel like you're in trouble, Jackson. Let's move on now. Let's move on.
Let's go.
You make a statement. Let's move on. You're a bit sweaty or you're exercising.
What can I say? What you talking about, my youth? My forehead naturally shiny.
All right, so let's start before we switch over to Q. Let's start with our viewers. Because we don't want to get caught up in the debate and you don't understand what we're saying. There should be a case where you should choose your mom over your wife. But if you're making that choice, it's depending on the situation. You notice I put some situation before these gentlemen. Depends on the situations, then you would understand what precedents come into play there. Now, if it's a case where your mom is going to be disrespectful and downgrading to your partner, that's a different thing. As Q stated, you have to make sure that you're running a palace and not a circus. So you have to say, listen, mommy, man, I'm not going to accept this enough. If you can't respect my relationship, I will have to just take away the relationship out of your reach. Now, if it's a case where the wife is disrespectful to mommy as well, you know what I mean? Then you have to draw the line just the same. But when precedents come into play, you have to look on where precedents really is. With the scenario of a mom that's not well. But the video of the mother being so disrespectful and feeling so entitled, that's a total different thing. As Q said, that definitely looked like a circus. And I understand that a woman having Jackson as a husband, she must feel secure. Because trust me, Jackson gonna have your back through thick and thin. But likewise, a part of being a king is making some harsh decisions, even though it's not popular amongst many. And yes, final decision is left with you. Hence, I said, for mama love, I would definitely choose mama, but I will tell mama, not because I love you. You're wrong. Don't disrespect my wife. See, we're gonna turn over to Q1. Before we turn over to Q, we're gonna take some ads from some of our sponsors and get your questions, people. We're looking forward to hear more from you. Q, willing and excited to hear what you have to say next, sir. Jump there. Let's see about